So we are live, checking the stream, see if the sound's okay.
Connectie was live. We are live.
Testing. Yeah, I go there. Yeah, man. So the stream looks to be good.
Done.
Let's dive into it. Before we start, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Basham, Yahushai, Basham Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Greatmillstone for teaching us this truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother of Zion, and this is the new recruit, the brother
Talmayat.
And yeah, man, through the Spirit, we wanted to dive into some scriptures, some basic scriptures to show you in what time we're living in, actually. Because a lot of our people, they are lost. They don't know that these are some perilous times that are up ahead. If you could get me that in Second Timothy 3:1. Because the times that we're going to enter into, Jacob's trouble is like no other, as it says in Matthew 24. Let me get that real quick. Because these people, man, they're busy with folly. Either they're busy with walking behind Esau, his tail. These people are so indulged into their flesh, into lasciviousness, which is sexual, sexual filthiness. Not normal sexual doings. But yeah, man, these people, they're gonna get it just like in the time of Noah. In the time of Noah, people also were marrying and giving into marriage, but in the end, only 8 survived, a remnant. And the same, it's gonna be in the same manner in this time also, man. Let's see. Matthew 24, verse. Yeah, Matthew 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever was. Yeah, man. So Matthew 24 explains to you that the time that is coming is not no normal time, man. You had all these kingdoms beforehand, but still the time that we are going to come into, if you look in the history, it was atrocious, the things that our people had to go through. But still, this time is going to be far greater, the time of Jacob's trouble. Verse 22. And except those days be shortened, like this brother went into, the times are being shortened. Also, Elder Yashawamba went into that. If you look at the winter solstice or the way that the earth is turning, it's 1 second or a couple of seconds quicker than a year or 2 years before.
Yeah, so that's true.
This is not a coincidence. This is all the works of Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Let me read it again. Matthew 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Yeah, man. So the Most High is all about his elect. It's all about his remnant. Because if you go into that word elect, it means, let's go into it. Okay, give me Romans 11:7.
Romans 11:7. 11:7. This is Romans 11:7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, man. Like we're going into, the rest are blinded. Only the elect is going to get this. And the elect, let me see. Elect means chosen. It's a certain people, the best of the best.
Yep.
Let's see, can I get this thing to work? Blue Letter Bible. Bear with me for a second. Share my screen like this, I think. Share screen. Can you see the things that I'm clicking?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I see it.
I
can see it.
Blue Letter Bible. It's been a while. Quick navigation. Romans 11, verse 7. And if you go into that Greek word,
Strong's G 1589, eklage. Eklage.
eklage. I was lucky. Click the wrong one.
Okay, here.
Here, yeah. Done. And the outline of biblical usage says the act of choosing, choosing, the act of the Most High's free will, by which before the foundation of the world he decreed his blessings to certain persons. You see? So there's certain persons, certain people that are preordained to get this, you know?
Yeah.
They're predestined to get this. The decree made from choice by which determined to bless certain persons through Yahushai by grace. And what does Ephesians 2 and 8 say? Can you give me that, Tomer?
Okay. This is Ephesians. Bear with me.
Because this is not of ourselves, man.
No, this is not of ourselves, man.
Exactly. The whole Bible, you know, it's intertwined and linked to each other. You can't just take a certain part, only the Old Testament, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna straightway deal with the Most High. No, man. He gave us grace through Yahushai. You see, as it says. So if you accept Yahushai, then you will get grace.
Yeah.
You have it?
Okay. This 2 and 3, yeah?
2 and 8.
2 and 8. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that is not of yourselves, is the gift of Yahweh.
You see? So through grace, the mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that's how we are saved. How? Through faith, not through the law, through faith, through having faith in Yahushai. You know, and that's what the elect is gonna do. Because everything that is happening right now, there's no new thing under the sun. It already happened. You know, the people that didn't want to accept Yahushai, the people that only didn't believe in reincarnation, you know, all these people are back in the flesh. You see? Let me close this. Let me stop it. Stop screen.
I have a precept.
Done it.
This is Galatians chapter 3, verse, let me start with 22. But the scriptures had concluded on the all on the sin, that the promise by faith of Yahushai HaMashiach might be given to them that believe.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Break it down. Speak on it.
So the scriptures are given to us, you know, to that we can believe in the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. You know, so we are not saved by the law, you know, because we are all on the sin. We are all sinning, man. Even the man of the Lord, we all sin. We are all sinners, you know. So that's why Yahushai came in the flesh to be a sacrifice to the children of Israel. because this is only pertaining to the children of Israel and nobody else, to be saved, because this was pertaining to us. So that's why we are saved by the grace and the mercy and the offering of Yahweh Shai, man. And that is beautiful, man. That we can that we are these people, man. It's beautiful.
I was asking the brother Tazaba a couple of weeks back.
Uh-huh.
He asked us, like, hey, what are you proud of? I'm like, hey, I gotta be extremely cautious when I hear that word proud, What are you proud of?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, not really anything, He's like, man, I'm proud to be an Israelite. I'm like, you tricked me. That's a trick question.
That
Because
was a
these other
trick
nations,
question.
they can't get it, man. They're not gonna get it. It's not for them.
No. That is what I'm proud of too. I'm not proud because exactly what you say. To be proud, the most I hate the proud look,
Yeah.
But we are proud to be the children of the Most High, man. That is one thing that I'm really proud of, man. That I see it like a blessing, man. Like, hey, the Most High, from all the families of the earth, the Most High choose us, man. And that is something to be proud of, man. Even if we are in this condition that we are in, people don't see it yet, and even our own people, they'd be like, oh, why are you proud, man? Yeah, you're proud of to be an Israelite. We're proud because we know through the scriptures and to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, we know we are those children, man. And we can see it and feel it, man. The spirit is bear witness that we are those children, man. So that's beautiful, man. That I'm proud of, man.
God. That's a beautiful precept, man. God. Can you give me the 2 Timothy 3?
God. This is 2
These
Timothy.
times, like we just read in Matthew 24, it's not a game, man. Because the time is going to be very, very bad. And Yahweh Tazah, we are going to be delivered out of it, man. That's why we are working right now. That's why we are working our ass off right now. That's why we are going and diving into these scriptures. That's why we are trying to feed the sheep, because Yahweh Shai, he commanded that. God, shalom, Mark. It's the brother Tazah, Tai Zayar Gabar. Shalom, Mark.
Hey, shalom, Mark. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3.
Verse 1.
Verse 1. God. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Perilous time shall come. For
God,
men shall.
If you go into that word perilous, in the Atom Online, then it shows you that it says exposure to death. You're gonna be exposed to death. You're gonna be exposed to some horrific things. When I read this scripture, the first thing that comes to mind, Psalms 91. You're gonna have 1,000 on your left side that are dead and 10,000 on your right side that are gonna be dead. But we have to walk in faith. God.
Verse 2. For men shall be lovers of themselves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedience to parents, unthankful, Salakia, unholy.
You see, so this is a summary of all the things why these perilous times are going to come here upon earth. Because of these people, because of they're going to be lovers of their own selves. They're going to be covetous, greedy. They're boasters and proud. The pride puffed up. So if you look at all these influencers and people that constantly are on YouTube and only speaking about what they got, which they leased, it's not even theirs. It's just to uphold that image that people want and desire things. Those things all go back to dopamine hits that you get because you see something that somebody else has, and dopamine triggers your lust, your desire. Like, hey, I want that. Now you have it, and okay, on to the next best thing. You see, blasphemers of the Holy Spirit, disobedient to parents. Yeah, man, that's this generation. Because in our generation, we still had respect for our parents, man. You know, but this generation now is completely lost. Unthankful, unholy. Go ahead.
Verse 3, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers,
Without
incontinent.
natural affection. You know, this lets me
Mhm.
think about when you have a friend and then, you know, you go to a friend's house and then you be giving his girlfriend googly eyes and stuff like that. You know, you can't do that.
No.
The natural affection that you have for, you know, your brother, you know, you should love him like he's your own brother. You know, it's like the natural affection that you have for a friend. It should be deep. You know, you shouldn't be wanna fuck his wife and stuff like that. No, man. Then you don't have affection for this man. Then you just, and that's what these people do right now, man. They're
Yeah.
so-called your friends, but in the meanwhile, they want to break you. They want to take everything you have. You
Yep.
see?
Like the brother Tasaba was going into, like, hey man, you can help some Jakes, you know, you can help them, but like a Jake, maybe I'll give an example. Well, he was giving that example, like a Jake, his car break down, and you see he's in the winter struggling, you know. But he said, like, yeah, man, but if you're gonna take him to your house, you know, and you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do some grocery for a moment," and you leave him with with your woman, you know, he try to get into your woman, man. He want to go into your woman, you know, and that is the especially the Jakes of this world, man. And we, the brothers who are in this truth, you know, we know, like, hey, man, this you cannot do that, man. You know,
Yeah.
don't even come in your mind to do those things, man. You know, because we know, like, hey, man, brotherly love, and we abide with each other, you know, we know for each other, like, with each other, like, hey man, this kind of things is of the world, is wicked, man. You know,
Yeah.
we ain't googling to googly eyes to your to another brother's woman, man. We ain't doing that, man. And even with the heathen, we ain't doing that, you know. If a heathen got his an heathen walk with his wife, you know, you ain't gonna eyeballing that wife, man. You know, you ain't do that, man. You see, oh, she got to my husband, you don't look that woman, man. You'll be like, hey, no, man, that is not my thing, man. You know.
Yeah. Hey, shalom tazaba. Yao bashim yashai bashim rakakudash
Hey,
baruch.
shalom tasabah yao bashem yasha bashem rakakadash brakatah.
Yeah, man. So these people, because of this list, because of all these transgressions, without natural affection, you know, you can speak about brotherly love or love between a man and a wife. You know, it's not there anymore, man. Gone.
Gone.
Read.
Boast, Salakia. False accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good,
Yeah.
traders, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh.
Yeah, man. So these people, they're more lovers of pleasures, more lovers of their lusts, lovers of the flesh than of the Most High. So that's why the Most High is going to bring this place to judgment. You know, that's why we are going to enter into these perilous times. You know, there has to be a cleansing here, man, because this
Gone.
shit can't go on. You can't even send your child here in the backyard to play, or you know, in the back of your your facility that you stay at. You know, because of these pedophiles, because of Esau, you know, because you know that he is the one that does those kind of things. You see,
Mhm.
but yeah, man, to come back. Um, so these times are gonna come, the perilous times, but still we gotta rejoice, you know, because in order for peace to come, war has to come first, you know,
Gone.
and that's we're at the brink of war also. If you could get me, what was it? Well, let me just get it myself. Ecclesiastes, because these times, man, like Elder Apostle Tahar said, it's time to turn up. And since
Mhm.
this year popped up, you know, only fires and you saw that the thing that happened in New York also, that
Yeah, the
the
building.
building was on fire, and I believe in Brazil or somewhere, you had a cliff that collapsed on some people that were on a boat.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Judgment
yeah.
and judgment is
Judgment.
going out of the Most High.
Gone.
And this is Ecclesiastes 3, verse 8. a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So before that peace comes, which is the kingdom, there has to be war first. There has to be a cleansing. People are going to clash, and that's the time that we're living in right now, because these people, they're not bowing down to their government anymore, man. If you could give me that, then what was it? Second Ezra 15. Because these people, man, they're tired. They're sick and tired of this thing, of this game that their government is playing. Because if you go into that word government, to govern means to rule, and mente goes in mind. So these people, the government rules their mind, rules the people their minds. You see, and people are tired of that. Their privacy, their not privacy, their freedom has been taken away, and they're tired of it. They want things to go back to normal, but little do they know, they don't have the scriptures, they don't have the understanding. But little do they know that things are not gonna go back to normal. It's gonna only intensify even more.
Yeah.
You have it?
Let me see. Second Ezra 15, verse 16. You can't. This is Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse. Shall I start? Go to the point.
Yeah.
You can't. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their powers.
You want to speak on it?
Can, yeah. Yeah, man, because nowadays what the brother was going into, man, that they don't regard their princes, the kings, they are people are really vexed with the government, man, because the draconian laws that the government is implementing on the people don't take it anymore because there's a lot of hunger. People are stressing out, so the people now they don't have respect for each other anymore. Like before, there was respect in 2019. People was like, "Oh, party to 2020 goals," and people was like planning ahead into the future. But now they see like, "Hey, man, this is all over, man. It is a new world. It is the new world order, man. It is a whole new different world now, man." So people are afraid, because they put a lot of terror on the people, and that's why people are now fighting against the government, fighting against each other also, because you see a lot, the crime rate is also very high now, so people are, really invading each other, man.
Yeah.
So that is what's happening
it's gonna
nowadays.
be even worse, because this still has to come to fruition, the invading of one another, because it hasn't reached America, just like how it reached Venezuela, because Venezuela has been through this shit. There's a famine over there. People don't have a trust in their government, because if you go into that word sedition means a violent uprising. There's going to be a violent uprising against the kings and the princes, against the government. And this still needs to happen, but we're in the brink of this. That people are gonna go and into their neighbor's house to seek food, to seek shelter. Yeah, man. These are the times that we're gonna enter into. You have Matthew. Yeah, let me put up the precept from
from the brother. I was looking for the brother Tasaba.
God. So this is Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Yeah, man, that's the time that we're living in right now. People are mourning. They don't have joy in their life anymore. As it says in, what was it, Ezekiel 21. The mirth has been taken away. People were already mourning, but now even more. And that's how people are now seeing who the devil really is. Now people are seeing what kind of popocas, what kind of, how do you say that? This is just a show, man. This is the show that's leading up to the NWO. You can't do anything against it, man. So, but when the righteous are in authority, the people are going to rejoice. People are going to be happy. People are going to be not afraid and not mourning. Everything is going to be in balance. When something wicked happens, you know that you're going to be taken care of. You're going to go to the court of justice, which is going to be the elect, and they are going to judge righteous judgment. You see?
Okay.
You have Matthew 25, Matthew 24.
Matthew 24. And also precept what you were saying from Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Let me see. About the mirth. You want to have it?
Yeah, that's... no, it wasn't Ezekiel. I think it was Isaiah then.
Isaiah, it's Isaiah.
Yeah. Let me see.
This is Isaiah 24 and verse 11.
Yeah, 24. Counter.
Can. This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All
what
joy.
Does that wine represent? That wine represents knowledge. You know, that's what these people are going to be crying for. Because when in the beginning of this this situation that we're in, the social distancing, people were running to us like, hey, yeah, y'all were always talking about these things. You know what should we do? So there's going to be a crying for wine. Yeah.
There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened.
Yeah, man. If you walk in the streets now, you know, back then, they say Rotterdam and Holland has a 24-hour economy. You know, everything is booming. People would be in the cities, you know, till the morning hours. But now it's dead, man. The joy is darkened. You see, there's nobody on the streets. Only the people that need to work that are on the streets. For the rest, there's the mirth is taken away, as it's gonna say.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The mirth of the land is gone.
Yeah, man. And you see, bit by bit, like the brother was saying, bit by bit. Last year, they still had some hopes. They still let the ball drop on the 1st of January last year. But I think this year they canceled it totally, man. So all the joy, all the high hopes that people had, yeah, it's up to the government. They got to see what the government is going to come up with.
Okay. First,
that was the point.
Matthew 24,
Go.
This is Matthew 24, verse.
Start at verse 6.
Verse 6.
Oh yeah, start at verse 4.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Actually, you can start at 3.
God. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world?
Yeah, but so the disciples, they went to Yahushua, like, hey, Yahushua, tell us when is going to be the sign of thy coming. Because in Acts, they asked it again. Because when he died, then he dwelt with them 40 days and 40 nights. So they were like, so at this time, are you at this time going to bring back the kingdom to the Israelites? And here they asked the same thing, like, what's going to be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? You know, and it doesn't mean the end of the world. It means the end of this rulership, you know, that Edom has. Because when Yahushua came on the scene, that's when this empire started to crumble, you know, and if it started to crumble back then, how much more now, you know?
Verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many.
Yeah,
and
man,
ye
so
shall.
you got a lot of people that are calling themselves the anointed. They are calling themselves Christ. They are calling themselves that they are the God-given. You know, all these false prophets. They're dying one by one. You know, people that commit false doctrines and stuff like that. So the Most High is really visiting this place. He's really starting at the elders of his sanctuary, as it says in the scriptures. He's going to start at the elders, the ones that got this truth from the beginning, from the 1970s, at the time of One West, that are now perverting the doctrine. That are uplifting themselves instead of lifting up Yahushai, who should be lifted up as the staff of Moses, so that he can heal. But yeah, man, so these people, they're being judged because they are calling themselves the anointed, Hamashiach. Go ahead.
Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So are we not hearing wars and rumors of wars? Russia against America, and Israel against Palestine, and the Gaza Strip. This year they already bombed the Gaza Strip. On the second day of the year, of the new year, so-called new year. So these rumors of wars, that's the significant time that we're living in. Yahushua told us, look out for these things. That means, my second coming is nigh.
For nations shall, verse 7, for nations shall rise against nation, and kingdom against.
That means, you have the nation of Ishmael, you have the nation of Israel, the Israelites, you have the nation of Moab. So all these nations, they're going to be against one another. That goes also into race riots, especially in America, the white supremacists against the black supremacists. And you also saw what happened with Moab last year.
Yep.
When they came with the Kung Flu and stuff like that, everybody was beating up Chinese people, so-called Chinese people.
They don't want to sympathize with the. Yeah, we are all one.
Now we're being oppressed too, so we gotta be, where we're equal. Me and you, black man. Hey, I know what you're going through. Get out of here.
Get out of here. God. Let me start with 7 again. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, man. So there's going to be famines. Aren't we seeing famine in Venezuela for the longest? People are warning that the crops, they're spoiling. The crops are not being transported on time, so they rot. And also they're euthanizing, these animals. So they're creating artificial famine. But it says famine is going to come, so it might be artificially, step by step, provoked by Esau, Edom. But after a while, the real thing is going to hit, man. And pestilences, which is sicknesses. Now we have this ragamuffin. The sea ragamuffin, which is real, because people are really feeling things on the chest or in their head. So Esau is really using these things as bioweapons. You see, earthquake in diverse places, and that all comes through. Of course, Esau, his greed is making him to take up all the oil on the earth, and now these tectonic plates, they are rubbing against one another, so that's causing earthquakes also. And don't forget, this is the works of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's not always that it's those tectonic plates, but if Yahweh Bashem Yahushai wants some place to be judged, then it's going to get judged, man.
Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, man. So all these are the beginning of sorrows. All these are the beginning of Jacob's trouble. You see, that time that we're going to enter it. And what you should have in those times is faith. Faith into onto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that he's going to deliver you. And how do you get that? By reading the scriptures, by reading the comforter, what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has left for us. You see?
I have a precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. First, start with 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Gone. So read it for me again, Babakasha.
Karnak. This is Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and
Gone.
when
So
thou
how do you measure the time? You measure the time with the Bible, with the scriptures, with the prophecies, like we just read, Matthew 24. It gives you a landmark, a sign, like, hey, if this happens, then that measurement is full. We reached that measure already, and that's why we use the scriptures to measure these times. You got a precept on that? That's Psalms 23, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which is America. America is that valley, that deep valley where our people didn't know who they are. That valley of dry bones. You see, according to Ezekiel 37. So America is that valley of the shadow of death, as it says in Deuteronomy 28. Also, the Israelites are going to be living in fear of their life. Should be tomorrow real quick so that I can see another day. So that's the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And a rod and a staff, those are measuring instruments, ancient measuring instruments. So that's why the rod and the staff, they comfort you. And the comforter is the scriptures, pursuing to, let me see, First Maccabees 12 and 9, and also Romans 15 and 4. But we don't get it. We don't have to get that. What did I ask you? Romans 13?
Romans 13.
And after that, you get me the Luke.
And
then we're going to close it off.
This is Romans 13, verse 11. Was 11, huh? Okay. And that knowing the time that now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Yeah, man. So now it's high time to wake out of sleep. If you're still sleeping, if you're still, doubtful about the time that we're living in, because you are witnessing the judgments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai firsthand. All these things, these atrocious things that are happening, it's not a coincidence. So now you got to wake up out of sleep. If you don't, it's too little too late, because the elder apostle Tahar, he said, this may be the year, that we get up out of here. This may be the year that they come with the, the thing with the harakma. So, yeah, man, there's no time to waste. Can you give me Luke 10?
Luke.
I'm gonna close it off. Luke 10 and 23.
This is Luke, chapter 10, verse 23. And he turned him unto his disciples and said privately, blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
God, can you give me the Hebrews 13 and Hebrews 11 and 13 also?
God.
So it says, this is red letter, so this is Yahushua speaking. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see. See, so since back in the day, in the ancient time when Yahushua was on the scene 2,000 years ago, they were seeing this society crumbling, collapsing bit by bit. That's when it all started, because Yahushua, he came with the truth, and uh, the secret things are being made known unto the people, being made known unto who? First and foremost, most importantly, to the servants, the prophets. Let me get that real quick. Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy 29, verse 29. And it reads, the secret things which belong unto the Most High are power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. So the secret things, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he has all the secrets. He knows what this devil is up to, which is Esau, Edom. So he is making these things manifest onto the servants, the prophets, as it says in Amos 3:3. You know, so we having that I self, we having this truth, which Yahushai came back and brought 2,000 years ago. Now you are seeing clearly, you know, and that's why the kings that wanted to see this, the prophets that wanted to see this, they didn't see it. Let me jump to, yeah, you have the Hebrews, right?
Hebrews 13, eh?
Hebrews 11 and 13.
And 13. Come, this is Hebrews 11, verse 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promise, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Yeah, man. So if you read Hebrews 11, it shows you the faith of our ancestors. They had this faith, and it moved them to act righteously. You know, it moved them in righteousness. But they saw this thing afar off. They saw all these prophecies afar off. They saw them in visions, but they didn't see them like how we see them now. You know, but the faith that they have, it moved them to work towards that promise, which is the kingdom of heaven, the land of Canaan. You know, the land of Israel that's going to be ours again. You see, but the prophets and kings, they didn't get to see these things that we are seeing right now with our eyes. So you have to be thankful, you have to be proud to be Israelite, you know, but don't get puffed up, but still gotta go work, you know, put the work in, and you're gonna be rewarded for that, man.
That's right.
Okay, give me the last scripture, which is Revelations 3 and 18.
3 and 18. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich.
Yeah, man. So we are going to be tried. We are going to be tried by the Most High. You know, as it says in Ecclesiasticus 2, you know, Sirach 2, it tells you that we have to go through this refining. You know, you have to go through hardship. You have to go through long suffering. But that's the Most High's way to purify you. You see? Yeah.
And white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with the eye self, that thou mayest see.
Yeah, man. So the white raiment, what does the white raiment represent? Righteousness. You got to put on that righteousness, you know, put on the clothing of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Try to do these laws and works to the best of your abilities, because that white raiment represents your righteousness. But that thou mayest be clothed, that you shouldn't be found naked, meaning ashamed, meaning without this truth, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye self, that thou mayest see. Yeah, man. So that eye self is going to make you see clearly. That's these scriptures. You know, that's the lens that we look through. We don't look at this time that we're living in like normal people. No, we look to it through a lens, through eye self. You see?
Can I add something to it, what you were saying? Exactly what the brother is saying, because the people who don't have God itself, they want that this is going to continue forever. They be like, oh man, if I'm going to take the turbo booster and blah, 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 then maybe everything can go back to like how it was, and go back in the folly of life. But we that got that spiritual eye self, we are seeing like, hey man, nah man, the times are changed, and hey, the savior is on the way, man. We see the times are changing, man, and like the brother was going into before, like, hey, for the elect's sake, the time is speeding up, and we seen the time is speeding up, man. We see that all these signs, what we are seeing, what we will go into in the scriptures, that these are the signs of time, man. That the time is now, man. That, hey, what our forefathers didn't thought that they would see, we are seeing it now, man. We are now in these times that we seeing the prophecy is fulfilling, man, and we are at the last stages of it, man. So, hey, yapa.
Yeah, 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 man. So one day with the Most High is 1,000 years. So Yahushua said he comes quickly. So now it's almost 2 days that he's been gone, but he doesn't know when he's coming. But it's gonna be real quick if we measure the time through the scriptures, through this comforter that we have of the Most High, and the rod and the rod and the staff. We see that it's not gonna take long anymore, man, because all these prophecies we can just mark them like, okay, we've seen this, we've seen the sign of the times, we see the signs in the stars and in the moon, blood moons, and we hear the wars. Now it's only a couple of prophecies that still have to come to pass. Then we out of here, man.
That's right.
So yeah, man. Through the Spirit, we hope that it's been edifying, and we want to say all praises, honor, and glory go on to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem
Ba'ashem
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and the rule well. Peace and citations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and the truth. Shalom.
Shalom.